Marvel's Spider-Man is one of the biggest gaming releases ever, letting you play as the Spider-Man. But sometimes you just want to speed up the old webhead, which is what I'll do today. But not on the main story, just the DLC, The Heist. Why this one? Oh, no reason. So on average, the DLC takes 2.5 hours to beat, but we should easily do it in under 50 minutes, using the game's very repeatable patterns. However, it does take quite a bit to set up, since the DLC is a separate story from the main game. And if you beat it beforehand, you can't actually replay it. You need to have a manual save just before you start, to be able to reload that for your attempts. But thankfully, you can make one just going through New Game Plus again, after the first few missions to unlock the DLC. Now when I started my run, the first technique you're meant to use straight away is fast travel. However, I noticed it was locked, which I thought, wait, maybe because I had to unlock the map again with the towers in New Game Plus since it was a new save file, did that mean I had to unlock the fast travel mechanic too in the main story? So I quickly ran through it to get the fast travel unlocked. Thankfully it's kind of easy since you're allowed to play on the easiest difficulty, and turn on the accessibility features like a QTE and puzzle skip function. Yes, there's literal settings so you can just skip half the gameplay. So then I started the run again and still saw the game locked me out of fast travel, because I pressed the map button too quickly. You're meant to wait for the minimap to load. Anyway, time starts with the DLC start, skipping the opening cutscene and make sure you're mashing X because the menus kinda lag with the button presses, then fast travel to this point and swing to the art gallery. Now as you may have noticed, the game loads so slowly, due to me being on a base PS4 with a hard drive. And if you look at the leaderboard, yeah, most people on the top, they run with PS5, PC, or PS4 with the SSD, because there's no way to subtract load times, meaning, well, I'm kind of at a disadvantage, huh? But I didn't let that get me down, as we fight the first wave. Now, on easy mode, they go down quickly, but we aren't happy with that. We want to absolutely cheese the game, and you do this with the maxed out Spider Bro and drones. Make sure you unlock them beforehand in the main story, and just chuck them out and they will do all the work for you. As you climb up top and have Spidey break the laws of physics. Now inside, you have to investigate the guard room, then 3 objects to get fingerprints. You can launch over there by holding R2 and X to charge a jump, then using the right and left analog sticks to find the prints, before jumping back to the game's hardest puzzle. Pressing R1. It skips the puzzle. Remember, you can turn that feature on, it's allowed. I always knew Spidey had such a big brain. So we press triangle on the monitor and head to the main painting to see that Black Cat is here in all her glory, but these grunts are stealing priceless paintings. You have to stop them before they escape. You can do this by memorizing their spawns and placing drones there as you're fighting on the other side of the room. Or just go with the flow like I did. Then you find that she steals the USB from the painting, leaving you to clean up the mess. So you can use a drone here and then fighting the rocket guy before the rest of the grunts. Now outside, you're meant to head straight and alternate with R2, X, and circle to speed swing along. However, you can do this so quickly that Spidey will actually overshoot the point, even freezing the game as it struggles to load the assets. So take it a little slow and reach the point to find that someone is rudely placing bombs under cars. So use the drone to disable them, head straight, then right to this truck, before this car on the other side, then the one past this bush. When you're done with that, you're going to get a call from a policeman to meet him at the station. However, if you wait till this pops up, you can fast travel there before that and skip his whole conversation on the phone. Then you can make him dance a little. Then head to this location by cutting above the buildings to shorten the distance, climb up the final one and break the painting box before heading back the way you came, aiming for this tower if you ever feel lost. MJ will then call with directions for the next grunt fight. However, do note there are these big guys now that take more hits, so use your Spider Bro as well and a finisher move if you're struggling. Now head to this building and up top look into these conveniently placed binoculars to stare straight at the best character before fighting waves of enemies. Use the drones to give him a nice present as they exit the room. Once they're all done, head to the right building for Black Cat to tell you that she has a kid. With that shocking news, head to the left a little bit till you see this marker for the next villain, Screwball, where you'll have to fight her grunts the old-fashioned way before an unskippable cutscene. Thankfully, you can ignore her now forever and head back the way you came. Now for me, J. Jonah Jameson starts to talk, but I found that if you fast travel, it skips his dialogue, shutting him up for good. Then you gotta tail Black Cat by talking to this guy, then analyzing this thing with an R1 skip, then you have the trail. Head this way forward and fight one wave of enemies before heading forward again and another wave, using Spider Bro on the right side to get the 2 big guys that spawn late. Now that you have her location, which you can see right here on the map, you're meant to head there and wait a full 2 minutes as Miles and MJ talk to you. And I don't know if I was impatient or I couldn't believe this run makes you sit still for 2 minutes, but I thought I could just speed it up by fast traveling after Miles finished talking to start the mission quicker. And I felt like it worked. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, there's no guides in this game. Anyone know if this does work? Because it just didn't feel right to me that a speedrun has you standing still for multiple points in a run. And yes, once again, there was no guide, so I was inferring a lot of this from many different examples. I really should try speedruns that are more popular, huh? Anyway, we see her exit, but she locks out swinging, meaning a foot chase, where it's actually faster to jump over the ledges instead of the parkour animation and chase her into the subway, dodging these very repeatable electricity shots before you have to shoot your web onto Black Cat to slow her down. Once you're close, just smash R1 enough times to then press triangle to end it. She goes in a big loop around the building so you can learn where to cut her off quite easily. Now you have another long waiting part, as Spider-Man wants his Uber Eats pizza delivered to a rooftop, as Miles and MJ talk once more. And you can see that this location is over here. I did fast travel after Miles finished, and this time the mission didn't speed up, so I was actively losing time trying this. You're really just meant to sit there waiting for the pizza. Anyway, pizza grabbed, as the game makes you not play as Spider-Man now, since you shouldn't swing on a full stomach with the very popular MJ sections. Tase this guy and then take a picture and run forward. Reload the checkpoint to remove this guy from existence and walk forward. You don't want the red bar to fill up, otherwise instant game over. And anytime you sprint, it really goes up. Take another picture, tase this guy, then one more photo before waiting till he passes. Walk to the fan and distract these two, sprint past, and then you're meant to sneak past this guy, but he saw me every single time, so I said hello to him. Then you're meant to ankle break this grunt by hugging his right side. As you touch him, swing around left, so his arc will hopefully not spot you as you escape. Now you get to meet Black Cat and fight guards together using the usual strategy, making sure to use the drones near the doors to stop their spawns as soon as possible. Then you go to the docks all the way on the left side of the map with the final unskippable MJ and Miles conversations. However, one run I saw that they opened the collections menu and it skipped Miles talking as soon as he starts. Yeah, when I do it, Miles just got so mad, he kept calling me up no matter how many times I tried skipping, delaying the start of the mission. Because the game works in a way that it has to, and I mean has to, have these phone calls with Spider-Man before any mission start. And then I fast traveled after he talked and the mission started straight away. However, I still had to then swing to the meeting point, so maybe it's just actually quicker to sit there and wait for a whole minute. Now you can use Black Cat to attack, so you do that on the first guard, as you're meant to together stealthily kill everyone. Or you can spawn the drones to attack the middle guys while you attack the snipers on the outside. Drones are stealthy, and I mean technically it doesn't count as you getting spotted. Well, Black Cat then runs off as you open 4 crates, then fight more guards, making sure to throw the turret off ASAP, and that truck will drive over here spawning more grunts, so chuck a few drones over there. Once done, head to the safe and run all the way out back to Black Cat's house as fast as you can, with time ending as the cutscene plays, showing Black Cat turning on her air fryer. With this being my final time, making me in the top 10. And I'm happy with it given my more experimental running this time, while also playing on the slowest console for the run kinda didn't help. I mean, maybe it would have been nicer if they could have split the categories into 2 different things, because there is a noticeable difference if you have a hard drive or SSD. And I definitely could have saved more time in the opening fight by memorizing the spawn patterns, so if you use all what I said, you should easily beat my time, and especially if you're using a more powerful console. And hopefully with more runs, maybe someone can work out if there's a way to skip the times you're just sitting still, because it just doesn't feel right in a speedrun if you ain't zooming. And with that, all the runs I used are in the description. Let me know what game you would like me to try next, and I'll see you on the next video.